Good evening, guys. Steve McHugh's my name. Some of you know me, some of you don't. And it's been a pleasure listening to Derek as always, and Anita. I could listen to both of those for ages. Straight away when Derek was talking, Derek was bringing up about the flags and that. Well, me, just like Derek, the only flag I want to see is an Irish flag. I only want to see a tricolour. I'm sick of looking at this stuff going on. Before all this Palestinian shite came out, last year, all through since last year, we've been looking at Ukrainian flags. This year, we're going to be looking at Palestine flags. Not just that, but I can also see another flag down there as I look down. I can see 2 or 3 of them. And let's be honest, are these people under major misconceptions? Because if they were in Palestine and they were flying them flags in the street, they'd be either beheaded or thrown off the roof. They are hypocrites, as well as that other misconceptions they have. The misconception that we are far right. We are not far right, we're right so far. Everything we have been saying has been coming through. Everything from the bottom right up to the top of government. And this government has got to go. These parasitic politicians, otherwise known as Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael, the Green Party, I'd stick Labour in there. I would stick the Social Democrats in there. All of them have to go. Sinn Féin in there, well, that goes without saying, understatement that is. But these people have to go, and the only way we're going to get these people out is doing it from the roots up. By doing that, I mean we've got to play them at their own game. In order to get them out there, what we got to do, we got to start at a local level, right? And when I say start at a local level, we have the local elections next year, and we've got to start with that. And how do we do that? We stop voting the same people in all the time. We get fresh faces, young blood, and fresh ideas, and vote them into your local governments from next year on. From that, with enough of us in there, we can build and we can take on those knobs up the top, up in Dublin. And not just take them on, we'll take them on and we'll take them out, because that's what needs to be done. We have to do it. Now, what I would recommend when it comes to local and national elections the year after in 2025, I would recommend stop voting for the usual parties. Vote national parties. Ireland first, definitely. After that, if you're going to put a number 2 or number 3, give it to people like IFP, the Irish Freedom Party. They're another great national party, right? Give it to them even. But Ireland first must get your number 1 votes. Unless we're in a position that we can speak up in the relevant places, we can do nothing. So we need all of your support out there.
Right, Steve.
And we need it, not just now, next year in the local elections, the year after the national elections. We can do it, and we can show them, but not without the help of all of ye. Because ye are all the backbone of each other that is standing there. You're my backbone, Derek's backbone, Tommy's backbone, Anita's backbone. You're everyone's backbone. And we want to do our best to be your backbone. We want to speak for you. Right. That's about all I have to say. And we're all here today because we want to fight for Ireland. We want to fight for Ireland, not Palestine, not Ukraine, not anyone. Not anyone. We're here for Ireland, and we're here for us. All of you there. The actions we take going forward will have consequences for everybody. let's just work it out that the consequences go in our favour as opposed to against us, like what we're seeing year after year, election after election, with the same idiots going into the Dáil. They, as far as I'm concerned, are now squatters. That's what they are. They're squatting the Dáil because the majority of people don't want them. There is no confidence in them. They are useless, and they're taking money out of everyone's pocket. Everybody's. You see in the budget last Tuesday, right? Two of the biggest crises that Ireland is in is homeless, the housing crisis, right? Compared to last year's budget, the government did nothing when it comes to homeless. It didn't raise the funding given to them. Nothing. Did nothing for them. The other one is the health system. The health system is on its knees. What do they give the health system? They give them nothing. They actually are cutting things in the health system. Recruitment is finished for doctors and nurses. They stopped all that, I was reading last night. Also home help and carers. They're all brought down to a minimum. These carers and home help workers, they're out there taking care of every one of our parents, and in some cases taking care of us. We want to do something good for these people. We're on their side, the same way as we're on everyone else's side in this country. We're on the side of Ireland, nowhere else. And I'm going to leave it at that now, lads. Thanks for listening to me.
How you doing, guys? Lads, it's great to be back in Cork. I very briefly just wanted to say a few words today. I'm sure some of you might have seen some of our activity in the last few days. I'm sure you have. We were a bit busy up and down the country. On behalf of Andy, myself, Ross, Dave, Alan, Mike, I just want to thank everyone for the support that we received during the Sovereign Voyage and of course over the last few days. And keep an eye out for a lot of those campaigns that you may see just spring up over the next few weeks. I just want to say a massive Bula Busculaire as well to Anita. What a speech that was, guys. You know, one thing that I'm heavily passionate about, and I was going to mention, and Anita touched on it. Guys, this is a grassroots movement. From Ireland First, from the start with Derek, and indeed Cork Says No, people on the streets. These guys, heavily funded NGOs that have tormented people's assemblies, that have followed Ross, Andy, myself, Mike, all of us up and down the country. These guys are heavily, heavily funded. People have to know, appreciate and understand that. That may also understand why activists and grassroots parties constantly need and ask for money. There is a heavy reason for that. They are people powered, they're for people, and they are there not for any purpose other than to support the Irish people, the campaigns and the causes that they are pushing. The Irish people, I'm of the belief, are not fully aware as how much the NGOs are controlling. They're just absolutely pushing all the narratives through unions, through NGOs, in your workplace. They're targeting absolutely every area of society. I said a similar speech at the Dáil. We are constantly called fascists. The fascists are in the Dáil, and the fascists are over there. I do not agree with far-right terminology. I am not far-right, and any face that I am familiar with that I'm looking at in this crowd today, or the many men that I'm proud to stand beside, are not far-right. As Steve said, they've been proven to be right so far. The point was made, I believe, by Steve McGeough, also by Derek. We have to have a look at alternative voices. Fresh blood, young blood, hungry people, passionate people that are passionate for the improvement of life, in changing this economy, the crisis we have, the housing, healthcare, absolutely every area that we've heard them contradict and speak about today. If these people were passionate about housing, they wouldn't be approving and pushing over 100,000 immigrants into this country. We talk of a medical crisis, a health crisis in hospitals. It doesn't help to give over 100,000 medical cards to people willy-nilly walking into our country. It's very logical to find the reasons and the explanations for the problems that we have in our country. But the unfortunate thing is, people don't like to look at the ugly truth. And the ugly truth is, the disastrous decisions that are being made by government are having these major impacts on our system and on our society today. That is why we're angry, it's why we're passionate, and it's why we'll continue to push in every way we can. I just want to say I'm overwhelmed always with the support for myself personally, the campaign, the Sovereign Voyage, and absolutely everything down through the years. I'm coming to Cork City since the first rally on March 6th, 2020. And I have always done my best to assist in any cause for any nationalist, Republican, or even social to a point movement. Especially as long as it's for the people and by the people, I will be there. I've always given that, and I will always give it. I'll even give my life if I have to, either in prison or go to the ground to defend what it is that I believe our forefathers, ancestors did for us. To defend our culture, to stand for our country, and fight back for Ireland.
Well said, Alan. Well said.
My biggest piece over the last few days and my greatest triumph was standing with Ross, Mike, Alan and Andy at the Wilson Hospital School, where Enoch Burke is wrongly in prison, and I stand for that. Free Enoch Burke!
Free Enoch Burke! Free Enoch Burke! As you can find,